Ryan Reaves, 3 years, 1.35 per season. He is 36. He'll be 39 at the end of this deal. Your thoughts, Rosie?
Yeah, you got to think this is probably the contract that'll take him to the end of his career. I mean, I just think he's done such a phenomenal job staying in the league where guys of, with his skill set and background and credentials and everything, have ultimately been phased out of the league entirely. That's like 10 years ago. And he just keeps grinding off contracts and staying on teams and bounced around with different teams who want to use his services. And he finds himself in the Canadian market here in Toronto for the first time. But again, a testament to him being able to stay in the league. It's really impressive. And, now the Maple Leafs have got one of the toughest guys in the league. I promise you there won't be any ragdolling of Mitch Marner's or Austin Matthews or any of that type of sort of thing going on anymore. Does this shake the earth as far as how the team's going to play and perform? Not necessarily, but I hope that given this backbone to the team is, has its tentacles shaped through the whole roster and everyone can play a few inches taller.
I love the quote from today on TSN. I'll just beat someone up and the pressure is off. Easier said than done. I think Ryan Reaves is going to figure out really, really quickly some of the fortitude or lack thereof in that locker room. I hope he walks in there, changes the boombox like Dion Phaneuf.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I think he will. He's a pretty big personality guy, and I think he'll be, very strong in that locker room. And, the culture and the toughness and all that is obviously, that's what he brings to the table. He's a tough guy who can go out there and police and patrol, and he can make some hits and, go make sure that no one's taking liberties with your team, which is, something I think they've needed. I don't think they're done in the aggression standpoint. I would love to have someone in the top six that can muck and grind a little bit. But as far as, addressing the fact that we get pushed around too much, I think you've kind of done that to an extent here today.
Yeah, ultimately, it's not really a big story for me. I know people are complaining. And again, this has been something I've been hitting for the last week. Anything Brad Treliving will do in his tenure as GM will be compared to Kyle Dubas. And you'll have people who like it, people who don't like it. From what I understand, he's been after Ryan Reaves for a long period of time, dating back to his time with Calgary. I think he brings character, pugnacity, jam. But ultimately, it leads me to the question, what will Ryan Reaves do for this team in the Stanley Cup playoffs? If you do recall, yet again, they're unable to score when it matters most. And I just don't think anything that Ryan Reaves brings to the table is going to change that, unfortunately.
Yeah, the playoffs are a different beast for sure. It's just a matter of what is the team feeling going into the playoffs? Where's their confidence level? What is their play like that time of year? And is it any different than it has been the last couple of years? And you got to think that adding a Ryan Reaves could potentially, change the identity of the team, how they play, what their confidence level is. I hope some of his physicality wears off on the other players and they can play a few inches taller, like I said. But I mean, ultimately in the playoffs, is Ryan Reaves going to take you to the promised land? No, he's not on his own, not even close. But, there's an argument to be made that having him there makes others better.
Fair enough. And I think classic Toronto, everybody's just making too much of not much. And I understand that's my only concern. He will be 39 when this deal concludes.